flocking for action in Las Vegas.
Not good first half, Ron. I want to see overtime in this ball game. Let's go till 1 o'clock in the morning. Welcome back to our new Dodge halftime report. Coach to Scotty, to Kerr, who hits the 3 to end the first quarter. Bulls already up 8 at that point. Then Michael Jordan doesn't always have a big scoring night on consecutive game nights, but he comes back with a nice drive right there. 22 for Michael. Pippen, Jordan, back to Scotty for the alley-oop. A nice ball game for Scotty Pippen, 30 points. The Bulls still running. Pippen behind the back to Tony Kukoc. Second consecutive strong game for Kukoc. The Bulls win their 8th consecutive game. Pippen, 8 boards, 8 assists to go along with those 30 points. Pacers and Raptors. Raptors just got a little bit stronger. Jack McDowell signing a 2-year contract worth $9.8 million. The 93 Cy Young Award winner. They really have some pitching now in Cleveland.
Well, the Indians are smart. They knew they couldn't beat the Braves with pitching, so they went out, hitting, they went out and got a pitcher to match their pitching. Interesting. I think they win the World Series next year.
Okay, Lee, I give you a shot to talk baseball. You got me all mixed up.
I know, that's all right.
They got good pitching. They're going to win the World Series, says Corso. Meanwhile, Craig Biggio gets a nice 30th birthday present, a 4-year contract worth $22 million as Biggio decides to stay with the Astros. He spent his entire 8-year career there. Other Major League signings, Randy Myers goes to the O's. Something you don't see on here, the San Francisco Giants trading shortstop Royce Clayton to St. Louis for 3 pitchers, including Allen Watson. NFL news, another day, another total 180 in the case of Reggie White and his hamstring. No longer is he out for the season. Now he's questionable for Sunday's game. Surgery on that left hamstring, contrary to reports yesterday, has been postponed. Wow, stay tuned for that story. Reggie did make the starting lineup in the Pro Bowl, announced earlier tonight on ESPN. Charles Haley, one of 10 Cowboys selected for the team. Lee Woodall, one of 9 San Francisco 49ers on the total game with their nominees for the Coach of the Year, Player of the Year, and Moment of the Year in their region, starting with Ivan Maisel in the East.
In the East, Player of the Year. At times, Ray Lewis looked like the only guy at Miami who knew how to make a tackle. But the Hurricanes shared the Big East title because of defense. And without Lewis, they had none. He may be a junior, but you know there are 30 NFL teams that would love to play 52 pickup. Coach of the Year. For 59 minutes, this guy. For the entire game, this guy. And we'll even forgive him the 16-0 loss at home to Cincinnati. Frank Beamer developed a fearsome defense that drove Virginia Tech to 9 straight victories, a Big East co-championship, and the Hokies' first appearance in a major bowl. If your definition of Moment of the Year is one tackle that put Notre Dame in an $8 million bowl game, then tip your helmet to 161-pound defensive back Ivory Covington, who gave up 80 pounds to Army tight end Ron Lashinsky, but didn't give up the last yard.
In 1990, Florida had never won an SEC championship. Now the Gators have won 3 straight and 4 in the past 5 years. This year, Spurrier took a very good team and each week made it a little bit better. And that's why he's our Coach of the Year and just 1 win away from Florida's first national championship. And speaking of Spurrier, we all know he's got a great offensive system, but no one has ever run it better than Danny Wuerffel. Not only did Wuerffel set an NCAA record for passing efficiency, but the bigger the game, the better he played. And here's the good news for the Gator fans. Our Player of the Year still has 1 season to go. And finally, there were a lot of big moments in 1995, but for Arkansas, there was none bigger than September 16th in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. With only 6 seconds left, Barry Looney hit J.J. Metters for 3 yards and stunned Alabama 20-19. Arkansas went on to win the SEC West, and the South had its Moment of the Year. Now let's go out to the Midwest and Gary Danielson.
No one could have predicted what transpired in the Midwest this year. While all us experts awaited for that Northwestern bubble to burst, hands down head coach of the year Gary Barnett first convinced his players it was possible, then proved it to the rest of us, and was college football's story of the year, probably the decade. Player of the year, well, this one's just as easy. Eddie George wasn't even a preseason All-Big Ten pick. But during the summer and all fall, he literally worked his way into winning the Heisman and nearly led the Buckeyes to a national championship, which really brings us now to the Moment of the Year in the Midwest. And I think it's Michigan's upset over Ohio State for 3 big reasons. First of all, it knocked Ohio State out of a possible national championship. Secondly, it capped off Northwestern's amazing year and threw them into the Rose Bowl. And finally, it thrust Among Biakabatuka into the lead role for next year's 1996 Heisman Trophy. I'd say that qualifies for a moment of the year. Let's go out and get the story now out west with Gene Wojciechowski.
So you want the best of the West, do you? Well, you'll have to give me a moment. Since we barely had a team finish in the top 10, we didn't have a Heisman Trophy finalist, and the granddaddy of them all means zilch this year. But okay, best coach. I'll go with the rookie, Stanford's Tyrone Willingham. Cardinal was picked to finish 9th in the Pac-10. Willingham somehow squeezed 7 victories and a bowl bid out of this team. Some coaches demand respect, and no-nonsense Willingham earned it. Best player? Tough call. In a coin flip, Deshaun Johnson over Jonathan Ogden. Johnson had more 100-yard games and big catches than Lee Corso's decibel levels. And instead of best moment, how about defining moment? My winner, if you can call him that, is USC's Sean Walters. When Walters accepted money from an agent and was later suspended, USC's all-important inside running attack went poof. So did the Trojans' national championship hopes. Shame on the agent. Shame on Walters.
Here. That is a down year in the West when the moment of the year is a guy taking money from an agent. The moment of the year out West was Wojo getting married, clearly.
The Wildcats have the nation's top-rated defense, but they also pack a punch.
He's looking for Lockett, who makes the catch. Touchdown, K-State on the final play of the game.
The Rams must match the Cats' defense for defense. On December 30th, East Carolina makes it.
Wait, that was the Heisman. We just had 2 production assistants sitting around this afternoon, but they have come up with their top 3 hidden video plays of the year, and here they are, starting with number 3, Georgetown and Iona. When we first met Iona quarterback Tom Proudian, he was doing this, completing the pass to T.J. Albert, but then Albert would fumble the ball. Watch Proudian, the quarterback, kind of sneaks in to congratulate his teammate, ends up carrying the ball to the end zone on the wild carom, 67 yards. Wow. Tom Proudian not done, though. If there were a hidden video player of the year, he would be it. Play number 3A, again, involving Tom Proudian. The very next week, in fact, Iona hosting the Pace Setters. Proudian gets the wild snap, runs around, avoids about 6 tacklers, and then fires the ball in the end zone. Kyria Montanex, a 16-yard touchdown catch. And watch the chain man on the sidelines.
Penalty. Penalty.
Exactly. Flag him, Lee.
Flag him. Celebration.
Choreographed and excessive. Our second place award, Tarleton State at Midwestern State. Quarterback Chad DeGrenier completes to Stephon Brockington. He does the rest. Go, Stephon, even without your hat.
Stephon loses his helmet. He's still on his feet. Stephon Brockington's going to score with no helmet. Can you believe it?
If you're going to lose your hat, always wear a do-rag. And finally, our play of the year, Western at Arcadia, as we venture outside the borders of the U.S. It's Canadian college football. Western fumbles. Nobody picks it up. Do they understand the rules in Canada? You're trying to pick up the football and run with it. Finally, Tom McConnell, the quarterback, picks it up. What started as a simple goal line play ends up in this wild run. Our hidden video, plays of the year, so good we showed you an extra one. We thank you for sending in your videos all season long. You ever had any of those plays like that when you coach?
That looked like my team most of the time.
Absolutely. Comments on the second half. About what we expected. A lot of points so far with Toledo up by 7.
Yeah, but the motivation halftime Nevada. Remember, Toledo beat them once, and the payback theory is there for Nevada. I like them in the second half because of that revenge factor.
Exactly. They had 6 turnovers in that first loss. So far, they've kept the turnovers kind of under control. You always go with the home team in the second half. All right. The second half is coming up. Ron, Mike, and Mike.